Okay, so the area that we're going to do today is right in the product page here. Okay, so the areas we're going to do today are going to be the adjust my artwork here. And I've set everything back to default. I was trying to get everything ready for you guys today. So right here, this is the default that comes with every store that's built. It's 5 options only. These are the only 5 options that you have available. And I'll show you what I mean later on in the video. But again, it's going to be my artwork's print ready. My artwork requires adjustment. I need complete design. I need single-sided or I need double-sided. Okay, that's what's default on the store. We're also going to adjust option values, and I'm just going to concentrate on the quantity today, but the same would apply for paper type as well, or coding type. So what I'm going to do right now, I have everything set to default, which is the quantity of 25, 50, 75, 100, 250, and 500, and so on. And we get a lot of tickets saying, how do I remove the 25 through 100 or 25 through 250 or 500, what have you? Okay, so in that area. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to remove that as well. And again, that would apply the same to this as well. I mean, you could limit your store. If you don't want to carry 14 point, you can go ahead and remove 14 point or linen as well. There's different ways of doing it. We'll go over those as well. And then the last thing we're going to go over is product descriptions, specifications, descriptions. So we have the top section here and the bottom section down here. And it's the same area. I'm only going to do the top, but again, it's the same area. I'll show you where you do those. Okay. So if you do have any questions, go ahead and pop them into the chat. Please remember it's going to pertain to the webinar in hand. Okay, so whatever the topic is of the webinar. If not, then it would be a separate ticket. But go ahead and pop it in the chat while still fresh in your mind. If I can get to it right away, I will. If not, we'll have a small question and answer after the webinar, and we can go over that. All right, so we'll jump into it now. The first thing we're going to start with is adjust my artwork. Okay, remember we have the 5 options here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the 2 like I do on my demo site, and I'm going to go ahead and keep the top 3. I'm going to lose the top bottom, the 2 bottom. All right, I can show you how to disable it altogether as well if you don't want to adjust my artwork. I do recommend keeping it on there. It just makes it easier if you do have like some kind of graphic services where you don't have to build a whole separate category for it. So for design services, graphic services, you would have to build a whole custom category for it and build it from there. This right here allows you the luxury of building it right into the product calculator. Okay, and you can adjust that as you for every category for every product if you want. Okay, so if you wanted to charge $25 for a business card for adjusting the artwork, let's say you need adjustment, so you want to charge $25 for that, but you need complete design, you want to charge $50 for that. Well, you can adjust that price and make it $50 for like a flyer and brochure, and maybe $200 to build an entire complete design. Okay, so all that would apply. You just have to do it choosing the category that you're going to do, and we're going to go over that right now. Okay, so as you can see, I have my default going, so I'm going to just come back over to my admin. So I'm in the admin now, and I would go to catalog because we need to get to mass adjust prices. That's what we're going to do right now. And I need to get to that by going to catalog. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit catalog again. And I'm going to go ahead and hit mass adjust prices. Now this is going to be the same area that we're going to adjust those option values, because basically what we're doing on adjust my artwork is adjusting the options and values. So we're here, we're going to go ahead and choose our own site. We're going to click menu set prices, and we're going to choose category level. We're going to concentrate on these 2 areas right here, enable and disable. But the one we want right now is going to be disabled, because remember on my site I have all 5 of the ones that are available on the PrettyBridge platform. We have all 5 set to default, so they're all on. So I want to go ahead and disable 2 of them. So I'm going to click disable, and I'll scroll down. Now, at this point, let's say you want to do it for your entire store, all your categories. You could just go ahead and scroll to the bottom and select all. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do all. It'll take too long for it to go through, and I want to see the results quickly so I can show you that it does work. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and choose one category, and I'm just going to go ahead and do business cards. Okay, now you could do 1 at a time, you could do 2 at a time, you could do all of them at the same time. It's up to you. But let's just say that I wanted business cards and we'll say postcards and like hang tags. I would choose all those at the same time if I want to do all the same pricing for the same selections. Okay, so each selection is going to get its own price. So if I wanted to do that, I would choose all those at the same time. That's why we call it mass adjust. We can adjust all those at one time instead of having to do each category one by one by one. Again, I'm not going to do all those at once, but you can do that at the same time. I would choose that, and then postcards down over here to somewhere. I could do that as well. Okay, right here. So that would be 3 at one time. Okay, once again, I want to see the results right away, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave my business cards for our test, and I'm going to slide down here. I'm going to go to specific values. I'm going to type in adjust my artwork and select that one. Okay. Now, as you can see, there's more than just 5 selections. I know. Don't choose the other ones. Remember, you need to stay with the ones that I've already shown you. I need single-sided. I need double-sided. I need complete design. I have no artwork. And the last one, my artwork is print ready. Those are the only ones available on this system. Please don't try to choose something else like I need, I want to use the online designer or something else. It won't work. And I've gone back and forth with people before saying, I'm sorry, it doesn't work. It's only the 5 that I've shown you. Okay. So right now we're going to go ahead and select the 2. So I'm going to select I need double side, and I'll hold down my command key and then choose I need single side. So these are the 2 right here that I am disabling. I'm going to go up and just double check that I have it disabled, and yes, I do have it disabled here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit submit, and then it gives you a little warning that it could take a little bit of time, especially if you're doing the entire store at once. It could take a little bit of time. Okay, that's why we're just doing one right now to see in real time. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to go ahead and empty my cache out and reload the screen, see how long it takes. And it's still here. And you might have to do this a couple times. Another trick I like to tell people to do is you can open up a separate window browser. So right now I'm using Firefox, but you can open up a separate browser like Chrome, do your work, the editing that I'm doing right now, do your work in Firefox, and then actually check your changes on the website in Chrome. You don't have to worry about caching issues. But I'm not going to open it up. I'm just going to go ahead and keep refreshing and wait for it to work. But that is a good tool to do sometimes. All right. Okay, well, it's taking effect now. As you can see, we've only have 3 instead of 5 options. Okay, we have my artwork was print ready. And if I leave it here, you're going to notice that it's 1992. My artwork requires adjustment. I believe I put $25 on there. Is that correct? Put $25, okay. And then for complete design, I think I put 50. What did we put on there? 18.92. Well, we're going to go with that again. I'm going to go ahead and reset those. And I'm going to make these, the top one right here will be 0, obviously. I'm going to make this one 25, and I'm going to make this one $50, just for this business card. Okay. Again, you can make every category something different. But for this little test, we're just going to do one. We're going to adjust 2 different prices. But you can, make postcards a little bit more, flyers, brochures a little bit more, all depending on how much work that it would take you to go ahead and make those changes. And then you can apply them accordingly on the site. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and adjust those prices now. And the first one I'm going to adjust is my artwork requires adjustment. I'm going to make that $25. So I'm going to come back to catalog again. And click on mass adjust prices. And we're going to do our site, manually set prices, category level. And then I'm going to put a specific amount. So I'm going to choose this guy right here. Set specific value amount. Click on this one here. And you can apply it to all different tiers. Remember, you have different pricing tiers. I'm just going to say all. And again, we're going to just use business cards as our test subject. And I'm going to put a, I got to use, at this point right here, you have to click on this little checkbox, which is specific values. And we're going to go to adjust my artwork. And this one, you're going to have to choose just one. You can actually choose 2 if you wanted to. You can just choose as many as you want, but it would be applying that $25 fee that we're going to put on to every one of those. So I just want to do 1, and I'm going to do my artwork requires adjustment. Okay, down here you could put in a percentage, or you could do a dollar amount, and I'm just going to do a dollar amount. Okay, we're going to put in $25. And then we hit submit. But let's go up and just double check our work real quick. Okay, I have the specific value amount set, so that's good. I chose my tiers, which is all, that's good. And I chose my category, which is business cards. I clicked on specific values, typed in adjust my artwork, and I'm selecting my artwork requires adjustment. And then we entered in our $25 fee, and we're going to submit. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the other one in before that other one takes effect so that we can take a look at that. And second one we're going to do right now is I need complete design. I have no artwork. And we're going to apply that one right now. Let's go back to our admin. We're already in catalog, but I'm just going to click onto it anyway. I want to get you guys used to clicking on catalog and going to mass adjust prices. So we're going to click on mass adjust prices. I'm going to select my store again, manually set prices, category, set specific option value amount. We're going to select all, and business cards once again. We need to click on specific values and type in adjust my artwork. And now what we're going to, let's see, the one we're going to do is I need complete design. I have no artwork. And the fee we're going to choose on this is $50. Okay, I'm going to go just double check my work one more time. Okay, we look good, and we're going to submit. Okay, so what we're looking for now is $42.92. Let me go ahead and empty my cache real quick. $44.92 should be my artwork requires adjustment, and that's what we have right here with the $25 added. And we should have complete design, and we have 119. Let's see. So this should be 50, so it should be 69.92. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our cash one more time. And here we go, 69.92. That's correct. All right, so if we go back to my artworks print ready, we have 19.92. We need to add $50. This will give us 69.92, and that's what we have. All right, so our $25 adjustment and our complete design $50. They both take an effect here. So in essence, we've already gone through and we disabled two of the options in here and gone back in and added our fee in here. Now remember, when this comes onto your store, all these are active, they're all on, and there is no price. So people need to really go in and take a look at that. If not, someone will order that way, and you don't want that. Let's say that you want all of this off. You want to turn everything off. You already have your own design, and you created your category, or you do it offline, however you do it, and you don't want this on your store. Not a problem. All we have to do is go through and just disable everything. Now we've already disabled two of them, so we need to disable all three of these. When we disable all three, the adjust my artwork will fall off the pricing calculator. So let's go ahead and do that. So one last time again, I'm just going to go to catalog again. Adjust my artwork. Choose my store. Manually set prices and category level. Coming back down to these guys over here, and I'm going to disable display values. And I'm going to select our business cards again. This one's already checked, so we're just going to go ahead and type in adjust my artwork. And I'm just going to select the other three. So right now we have this one's active. My artwork is print ready. I'm going to get rid of that one. And I need complete design. So I've selected all three of these. Let's make sure I have it set for disable, and I do. So I'm going to go ahead and submit. So when we come back and this takes effect, basically we shouldn't see any of the adjust my artwork on this category. Again, so get used to clearing the cache if you're not using a second browser. And you can see I've removed adjust my artwork completely. Okay, let's see, we'll go ahead and we'll move on now. And now we'll do the option values for the quantity. Right here, what we're going to do is I'm going to go in and remove the quantities 25 through 250. I'm only going to leave 500 throughout the rest, okay? Pretty simple. It's basically what we've just done in the mass adjust section. So we'll come back to our admin, and again, I'm going to click on the catalog. And go to mass adjust prices. Select my store, manually set prices, category level. Now we're going to disable. Remember, what we want to do is remove 25 through 250. So I'm going to come to disable display values. Click on this guy here. Now you can do this throughout your store for all the categories. I wouldn't do that because there's, this would include certain things like wide format, but you could do this for business cards, postcards, and flyers, brochures, we'll say. And this will get rid of all the short runs if you don't want to do any short runs. But just for this exercise, we're going to go ahead and just choose business cards again. Okay, come down to specific values, and it's already checked off for us, so it's great. Now what we're going to do is we need to have the right format here, so I'm going to go back and just double check what this says. This is just quantity. Okay, sometimes it might say something like print turnaround, so you want to follow whatever it says in the pricing calculator. So right here would be print turnaround, right here would be product orientation, shape, colors, coating type, paper type. Okay, but right now we just need quantity. And sometimes there might be more than one. So I'm just going to go ahead and start typing in quantity. And as you can see, there's more than one. We want the one that says TN, which stands for Trade Network. So we want this guy right here. So I'm going to select him. Now the reason I chose this one, this is a little bit different. The quantity. Usually you would follow, let me come back to our storefront. Usually you would follow whatever it says, like right here. But this one's a little bit different. Let's see, like 14 point, you just choose something that says 14 point C2S or high gloss UV both sides. You want to follow whatever it says in here. So whatever it says on this section here and whatever it says in this section here, that's what you want to follow. Quantity is a little bit different. You're going to have to choose one, and I'll show you what we're going to be choosing here. So it's going to be quantity 4/0. I'm going to hold down my command key, 4/1 and 4/4. So this right here, in essence, if I hit this, would be disabling all the 100s that show up on the site right now. Along this line, if you wanted to remove something, let's say if you didn't want to have 4/1 on your store, okay, so let's say we just weren't doing quantity, you could go ahead and just choose 4/1. So you'd have to go along the line here and choose everything that said, all the quantities that said 4/1. And you could basically, in essence, remove all the 4/1 if you wanted to do that. We're not going to do that for this exercise, but that's something good to know later on down the line if you, for some reason, didn't want 4/1 showing on your site. Okay, so try not to get confused. Right here, there's a 4/4 two-sided. We don't want that. We just want the exact sample that I have here. Okay, now we're going to scroll down and we're going to look for the other members that we're going to remove. And I see one here, which is going to be 25. And I see one here, which is going to be 250. I see a 50 here. And I think the last one is going to be 75. Okay. Let's go back and just check my work real quick. Make sure I'm disabling. So right here, I've got disable. I do this a lot. What happens is if for some reason I had it set to enable instead of disable, if I click right here, all the selections I just made will disappear and I have to start over again. So that's why I like to go back and just make sure that I have the correct value set here. So I want disable, and I have business cards, and I have all my quantities I selected. So that's good to go. We're going to go ahead and submit. Okay, so as we can see, they are in here. I need to go ahead and empty my cache out and refresh, reload the screen. And they're still there. Could take a little bit of time. Well, if he's still there, we might just move on to the other section, let that take its time to do there. Okay, we'll come back to that, but I can assure you it's gone. But we'll come back and let that sit for a little bit. The next section that I do want to show you is this section in here. This section actually takes the longest. So anything you do in here, if it's just on one category, usually happens pretty quick. If you do the whole store, it will take time. But this section, sometimes it's fast, but most of the time I find that it takes a little bit of time. And I'm not quite sure why. You just have to be patient with this section. So we're going to go ahead and adjust that. And we're not doing it on the, oh, there you go. Okay, so you can see my 25 through 250 has been removed. Okay, so my quantity start at 500. And again, you could do that with, if you wanted to remove some paper, let's say I didn't want 100-pound covered linen on business cards, I would do the same thing. I'd go to the mass adjust, disable, choose business cards, and select the paper type and remove 100-pound linen cover. So pretty simple. It's just more the repetition of doing it over and over again so you get used to it. Okay, now we're going back into the product description and specifications. We're going to come in here and remove some and change some around. Actually we have a custom category in here that we play around with. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust it here. As you can see, I cleared everything out so that I can insert something new text in here. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. I'm not sure if I have anything below. Yeah, I just have something that says testing product. So I guess we can adjust that as well. That's fine. Okay, so we're going back into our admin again. This one's a little bit different. We're still going to go to catalog, but it's not a mass adjust. And we want to go to the category that we want to adjust. So in this case, it's recipe cards. Okay, this has to be active or enabled for you to make any adjustments. And as you can see, I have it enabled right now. You need to hit the edit button. So we have one edit button here and one edit button here. They're the same thing. Go ahead and give it a click. Okay, and we're going to concentrate down here, this section here. So copy specs to all products with this category, overwrite current specs. So specs would be the top section right here. And description would be the bottom section down here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and adjust the top. So I'm going to click onto the top. You're going to get a notice here. You're going to say OK. Just be advised that when you do that, it's going to wipe away everything. So if I go in here and I put a bunch of text and I change my mind and clear it out, and I hit save. Once you hit save, it's going to clear out anything that's already there. So let's say that you were adjusting business cards. You might want to copy whatever's there. So copy and paste and save somewhere whatever's already there to default text so you have access to it later, because once you do overwrite it, you won't have access to it again. So I recommend you go ahead and save that text somewhere if you do want to keep it for later use. Okay, I already got some prearranged text that I'm going to slap in there real quick. But there's other things you could put in here. There's photos you can put in here. There's links you can put in here. You're just going to have to come in here and play around with these different things, different sections. So I put some text in here already. If you wanted to put a link, you could put a link in here as well. Now, if you want to insert an image, it's a little bit different now. Actually, I'm going to go through and I should actually go through and show you how to do that. You need to get the image link from your media library. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys know about the media library, but you need to get that link from there, because if you use a third-party link, it's most likely going to break and you won't see that image. You can also put a movie. I've seen some people put little gifs for, I believe it was envelopes. I think it was someone put a GIF on there to show how an envelope folded, how it printed, I think. So you could put something in there as well. But media library, let me see if I can show you guys real quick how to do a media library grab. Media library. So you'd come into right here, storefront CMS, CMS features, media library. Now, the media library is something I usually do on a different webinar with customizations, but we'll go over it real quick. As you see, we have different images up here. So if I wanted to put an image, I'd go ahead and browse my desktop. Once I browse the desktop and I selected that image, I would have to upload it. If I want to get the image, I can go ahead. Right here, as you see, there's like a little mountain pop-up card here. This is something I was talking about. Let's see if we can maybe add that in there. So once this is uploaded to your media library, you're going to come to the image, whichever one it's going to be, and click on it. Okay, so once it populates here, you're going to copy this link. So this is the link that's attached to our server that you can actually use to plug in to different areas. Okay, but in this case, we're just going to go ahead and put it into the product description area. Okay, how to do that? You go to, I guess we got insert media here, and I'm just going to type pop in that source, which is going to be from your media library. We'll go ahead and try that. I've actually never tried putting media, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so we've got something in there, and you need to scroll on down and save. Oop. Actually, no, we don't want that. And we're going to save. Now this one might take a little bit of time, so we're going to go ahead and do the bottom first. We talked about doing the bottom, which would be this section in here. One thing I did forget to mention, which I reminded myself and I didn't do it, you do not need to type in recipe cards or any of the category titles. This is what we call an H1 right here. You do not need to type in the H1. If you do type it in, it'll be duplicated. It'll say recipe cards, recipe cards. The system already knows what the H1 is, so it's already going to place it for you. So as you saw, what I did is I just went in and I typed in my my specifications already. So let me find that again. I'll show you what I mean. And I'm not going to rewrite over it. I'm just going to look at it here. So remember, all I did is I came in and inserted my text, right? So I pop it in here. I did not put the title. So again, once you do that, if you do that, it will be duplicated. So I'm not going to save that. I'm going to go ahead and click that off. We don't want to save that because we've already done some work to it. But we are going to go down to the bottom right here. And I don't know, we're just going to put we'll put the same stuff again, I guess. I'll just put a little bit extra text. I don't know, make it bold or something. All right. Okay, so we'll go ahead and come down here and save. So this will be the for the bottom section down below right here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and save. All right, so let's go ahead and check our work. Okay, so we're on recipe cards here. We go ahead and empty our cache out and refresh. Oh, okay, our little veto didn't work right here. Okay, a little bit different, but it'll still work with picture. We can go back in there and add a picture if you wanted to add a picture in there. Some people, uh, for let's say for business cards, sometimes they'll put different kinds of different photos in there, maybe group photos of different aquafoil or brown craft, something like that. There's different things I've seen people do, and obviously you can get little more creative than just copy and pasting some boring text in there. But as you can see, it's already taken effect, and it worked down here as well. So it actually went pretty quick. I'm surprised. So that's how you go ahead and change those right there.